Imagine being able to create your own custom AI applications for you, or charging hundreds or thousands of dollars for one of these, created in just a few minutes. We're going to go over every step. I'm going to show you how by simply answering a few questions, you can create a fully customized CRM application with any theme, logo, name, color, and fields just by answering the questions. Even a dynamic search, you can search by any field and automatically it will complete the updates. Everything is absolutely done for you in a matter of minutes. And I'm going to walk you through every step. It includes unlimited activities. You can be able to add, update, save any activities for any contact. So let me show you how I did it. And of course, I'll include everything in the download so you can create them by yourself. If you have not yet, check the download link. That'll include the download zip file. Everything that we're going to be doing today will be included in there. So let's go ahead. What we're going to do is we're going to open up Claude, although this presumably will work with just about any LLM because the strength is in the instructions. So we're going to drag over the instruction pack right now. Now it looks something like a zip file. We'll go a little bit into that, but right now I've got it as called the CRM bundle zip, and these are all the instructions for it to build. And that means our prompt can be very simple. So all I need to say is just simply, please build a custom CRM for me. That is it. And it's going to get to work. It's going to open up those zip files, look through it, figure out exactly what it needs. And most importantly, it's going to prepare some questions for you so that it can build it not based on what it thinks, but based on what you want, your colors, your theme, your specific fields, additional fields, and also your actual contact data it'll automatically import. So that's exactly what it's doing now. It's reading through all the skills. So let's see. All right, so it's saying us, let's get our CRM configured. We're gonna start with step one, and that's answering just some basic questions. So let's have a title for it. So we're just going to call it Fredder's CRM app. That's the name I want. So I'm gonna put that as the title. You can also create the colors, and let's do a green. I've got a green logo for this. So I'm going to just set the color, and then we'll set that to green. And also what I would like to do, of course it can have many colors. Logo, well, I've got a logo already prepared. If you don't worry, it'll supply one. Let's grab the one that I've got in this folder, which is our green logo, and we'll be able to see that. Great, so that's just the first step. We're already done. All I'm gonna do is just hit the button there. I'm using Opus 4.6 for this. We don't need a high skill. We don't need a really expensive model because the instructions have been perfected, or just about any model or even any LLM can create this as long as it understands the instructions, and most do. So now that it's taken our title, color, and our logo, it's preparing the second set of questions. Now this is where things get really interesting because it is fully customizable. One, we can select a currency as soon as it finishes. So now it's adding in the checkbox. And also we're going to be able to add our own custom fields. All right, this is where things get really interesting. Here, for any of our formatted fields for currency, we can add whatever currency we want. Very cool. We'll stick with US dollars. Also, the contact name is required, but we can simply add, update, and select any type of field we want. If I don't want LinkedIn, I'll just unselect it. And if I want new fields, I can simply add them in here, which is even more powerful. So I want to know the last project amount, and we'll just do abbreviation. And I want to know what type of field that is. Of course, we're going to put that as a currency field. So I'm going to put that right down here. I also want to know what the last project date is. And that is going to be a date field. So we can actually create unlimited fields with this. And you'll be shocked at how fast this is. And lastly, I would like to know the best time to contact them. So the best contact time, and we're going to put a time field. So these are already going to be performed. If you want additional fields, all you need to do is click here. Now, our application is going to come with two columns. So if we see here, we have name and we have status. This second column can be customized under anything you want, which is really cool. So let's go ahead and do that. We can add a status, phone, department, website, company, priority, pretty much whatever we want in that second column. Fully customizable. And once we're done with those choices, I simply just have to click done and send my choices. It is going to put the LLM to work creating our application. It will, of course, first review it for us. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. One, uploaded your contacts. We haven't done that yet. Let's do that. I do have some contacts that I want So I'm going to update this one. This is just some Excel contacts. And if we want to take a look at it, so we've got a bunch of contact data inside this workbook, and I want those imported automatically into our CRM. So that is exactly what it's going to do. It's also asking us for a sample data. So we have that, or we have blank. So we're going to upload our contacts. That's exactly what I want. And I'm just going to put my contacts attached. That's it. Now it's got everything it needs. So let's take a look at the next step. It's going to review everything we have done so that it'll confirm with us exactly before it does the build. Let's take a look at what it has. 10 contacts, 19 columns, clean match. So it's matched up all of our data, or at least as much as possible. So it's already imported our data and mapped our data into this new CRM application. And we've got a review. We know that it knows that we've skipped LinkedIn. It will not be including the LinkedIn. And also it's recognized our new custom fields: last project amount, last project with date, and best contact time. It will start the blank since these are not in the upload. These 3 fields, I do not have data from my contacts, so those will be blank. And then here's the full configuration. So we've got the titles, Fredder's CRM app. The theme is going to be green. We've got the logo green that's already been uploaded. Set it to dollar currency. We also have 21 fields, 18 of them default, minus the LinkedIn, and 3 custom fields. We've got the list property. We've got a priority. That'll be our second column. And data is uploaded. 10 contacts have been uploaded. Now all I have to say is go, and we are good to go. It's going to build it in just a matter of minutes. Right now, it's adding in all the VBA code. It's adding in all the events, all the conditional formatting. It's also adding in the triggers, such as the selection change trigger or the change trigger for the search. So all that is being done now in just a matter of minutes. We said, see this sample contacts format. It's understanding, making sure that our data is loaded in properly. It'll also check all the VBA code to confirm that there's no bugs. It is truly going to be a done for you CRM, fully customized in literally minutes. It is actually completed after just a minute. It says it's completed ours. We don't have any available to load, so we really don't need this section because there's no preview for XLSM files, but that's not important. So it's going to ask if we want any changes. I'm just going to click open in Excel. We don't even have to unblock macros, and our custom CRM has now been done. We see that we have the Fredder's CRM app. It's completed. We have the full search by. We have all the fields. We have our 3 custom fields, which is here, the last 3 fields. When I select on a contact, the contact details automatically load. We even have a set of activities that are automatically loaded in here. We have the contact name. Notice that the priority as our second column, that's already programmed in. If I want to actually search by, we have the ability to search by both amounts and text. So let's see that search by. Let's say I want to know only values. Let's take a look at some of the contact data. We have all the data in here. So all of our contact data, we've got also the deal value. So some between 40,000 and up. So let's say I want to search only contacts with deal values above $50,000. So I can do that very quickly, easily here. All I need to do is just select deal value. And then I want to search by greater than, let's say, $50,000. It's going to return only those clients that are greater than $50,000. Now that's pretty cool. But what if I want to search by another category? Let's say I want to search by a priority. And I can delete this, that'll clear. And I only want to search those that are high priority. Automatically, it is going to be updated very quickly. If I want to add, update an activity, I can do that. If I click new activity, it is going to automatically give me new fields so that I can add it. And I can just type in any activity. These are the calls. All of the data validations and lists are hidden. I'll show you real quickly. Let's say I want to add a date, already pre-formatted, and a time. I can do that too. And then just notes field. So simply saving that is going to work. Now this is a custom CRM that was literally created in minutes. So we see the call with Bob is here. If I want to delete the activity, I can do just that. Completely bug-free, fully customized, fully done for you application in minutes. So that's pretty impressive. Let's just take a look a little bit. We have an activity log here, which is all of our activities. Our contacts are here, and our CRM. We do have some hidden information in columns A and B. And so I'm just going to unhide and we see we have some detail and our lists are here. So for those of you who want to get into it and want to understand how that happened, it's just in here. We have hidden columns for A and B that handle all of that. All right, great. So let's go ahead and see how another LLM can perform with the same exact questions. Now, I have not tested Codex on this, but I am certainly interested. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Codex and we're going to find out. Now, keep in mind that I have the Pro plan for Claude, and for Codex, I'm just paying $4 a month on this. So let's see how it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in the same zip file and I'm going to simply use the same prompt. Please create a CRM. Now, I have not checked this yet, so we're going to learn together via the attached instructions. So nearly the same prompt. Okay, so we're going to let it go to work. It'll take a little bit longer and I'll speed it up as it's thinking. This Excel CRM bundle is made up of actually 2 parts, and I'll make sure to include this in the download along with all the templates, all of the applications that we create. So it's got an Excel CRM. These are all the instructions for the LLM, the scripts and detailed instructions and assets. And those assets are simply a sample logo with the delete, new, and save. So these are the icons that it used. Also inside this, we have the VBA engine. Now this explains to the LLM exactly how to create Excel-based applications using an LLM and scripts. So that's more of a general instruction on how to create VBA applications, and the rest is for the very specific. So I'll make sure to include both of these with the download. Also, I'll be adding even more next week in our updated training and template for our elite members. So if you're not yet an elite member, now is the best time to get into that, because I add even more value, even better updates and more features based on your feedback, your ideas. So make sure you get in your ideas and get inside the program, and we'll see you inside. I do find that Codex does take a little bit longer. Also, in my experience with Codex, it does really good with the code, but it does have issues when importing Excel data. It doesn't recognize the Excel data. So once again, if we try to bring in our existing customers, let's see how it does. Let's see if it's able to bring in the customers. Okay, it's asking permission to download a portable Python. I'm just going to say yes, allow it, so that it'll be able to run Python directly on mine. All right, after a painful 9 minutes and 47 seconds, it created the CRM, but what about my questions? Where's my customization? Where's my colors, my logo? It ignored all of the questions inside the same instruction pack. So let's see what happened. Okay, so I'm going to open it in the folder, and it doesn't open up right away. So I think we could click here. Let's see if it's going to open. There it is. We'll just grab it from here, and we're going to open it up and see what happens together. All right, so this is the older one. Let's pull up the new one. So it didn't ask me. So basically, it kind of just created the default. Still not too bad, right? It looks good. So it used all of the defaults instead of asking me for questions, which I would have preferred. The questions, it does say inside. So it didn't ignore the instructions, but let's see what happened here. The VBA does look good. So it's created the VBA. We have the contact. Let's try to search for a contact name and see if that works. And okay, so we do have a good filtering. Everything looks pretty good. New contact, we can save it. So I would say it did perform well, other than it did skip all the instructions, which was a little disappointing. I would have liked to customize this. So it did create a functioning application. It used all the defaults. It did not ask us the questions that it should have. And I guess we can ask it about that. I'm going to ask it because I'm curious. So I'm simply going to ask a question. Did the instructions require you to ask me about how to customize this? And that's really what I want to know, to see if it just disregarded or didn't see it. Yes, the bundle's instructions said to interview you first before building the design of CRM, color and theme. Well, I skipped that because your request said, please create a CRM. Okay, so at least we know why. It said just create it, but it skipped the instructions. So I interpreted it as just build it using the defaults. At least we understand why. I'm sure we could probably do it. I'm just going to ask it to interview me. Interview me. So let's give it a try. Here it's asking for the colors just like it did. We'll skip the part. I'll just add it in real quick. So I see the titles, my CRM app, burgundy is the color, and I've attached the logo. So I'm now answering its questions, and let's see how well it does and performs. So now we have questions. Now it's not using the same really nice check boxes for questions. I would have preferred that. Obviously it's hard to check or uncheck, and the currency sample. So we see that in Codex, the form really isn't very good. So I'm just going to ask it, let's use euros on this one just so we can see the difference. And I'll just set the currency symbol to euros, and use all other defaults. So let's see if it can do that automatically, and we'll just go ahead and update that. Now the big question is, can it recognize my data? So once again, I'm going to add in the contact data, and this is where Codex has struggled in the past. So use my data, and you'll just put attached. So let's go ahead and see how it works with our own data. I've updated my contacts, and that is where it's struggled in the past. All right, so what it's going to say, it's going to read the headers, and it's going to basically show me the mapped data before it moves forward. So that will be nice. If it can actually bring the data in, I will be impressed. All right, so the good thing, it does say we have 10 contacts. It does see the headers, very good. So it's got proposed mapping. So I think it's going to do okay with this. And I'll just type in confirm. And that's really good. If Codex can perform this well, even though it was slow and did struggle a bit, I'll be very happy if it can do it well. It's telling us it's going to keep the activity log empty, and that's fine because we didn't really have any imported data for the activity log, so it's fine if it's empty. I like this part, right? My imported contacts don't have any IDs. However, IDs are required. If we take a look at one of the applications here, we see the contacts. Inside each contact, it does start with a unique ID, and that's really critical. However, as a test, my imported data does not have any. Let's take a closer look while it's working. And we see that inside my imported contacts, there is no ID at all. So we're going to see if it can handle this challenge and assign unique IDs for the imported contacts. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, it says it's done. It's built our custom CRM. I'm going to open it up and take a look at it and see what it's done. So once again, it opens the folder, doesn't open it up directly, but that is okay. Now, this one was a little bit different because we went with the default data and we did go with a maroon. So it looks good. We have a new color and Codex was able to actually create it. There are no activities. If I create a new activity, we'll make sure that it does work and we can have a drop down list. So I am impressed with Codex. We were able to get our data inside. I'm going to take a look at that data in just one moment and saving the activity, and it does go down here. We're going to look at the contacts. We do have contacts ID. I'm impressed. Very good. So Codex did take a little longer. It didn't interview us. It didn't give us the ability to really add and update fields. Maybe if we asked it, it could have, but it still did a great job. So once again, both Codex and Claude did an excellent job creating a custom CRM. I'll make sure to include everything you need to do this yourself, including the download, and that's going to include the Excel CRM bundle. That is a zip file that I'll include. I'll include also the applications that we created today. So I'll make sure to have that. Make sure you click the link down below. If you're on YouTube, look for the word download. And if you're on my website, look for the button download. And I'll make sure to get that sent over to you. Thank you so much for your current support. I would love to know what you want to create. We got point of sale inventory applications. We can have job costing service. There's so much that can be created using these LLMs to do it all the hard work for us so that we can create applications in minutes. But let me know what you want me to build and I'll be building it next. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.